Meditation on thoughts. Find a meditative posture, a comfortable seat. If possible, have your feet flat on the floor. Sit up straight and tall, perhaps bringing the back of your chair up to help you sit tall. Relax your hands into your lap or hands down on your thighs. Your eyes are closed. You become still. Breathe naturally now. Allow your breath to be whatever it wants to be, and become very aware of the breath. Notice each inhalation and exhalation. It may help you to stay with the breath, to stay in this present moment, if you say to yourself, breathing in, I'm aware of my body. Breathing out, I relax my body. Breathing in, aware. Breathing out, relax. As you follow the breath, you may also notice that thoughts continually arise in the mind. And that's okay. That's the nature of mind. Mind creates. Quietly, allow each thought to come in, and also allow it to pass out again. Be open to each arising thought. Don't follow it or hang on to it. Let it come and let it go. Do not try to stop your thoughts from coming. Simply watch them come and go. Resisting a thought only makes that thought stronger. For all you want to notice, what we resist persists. So the objective here is not to have thoughts. The objective is to let your thoughts come and go, returning back to this breath, and to be open to the next thought. Watching our thoughts is like sitting at the side of a river on the bank, watching logs and nature drifting downstream. You might notice that on a particular log, there's a flower of a very beautiful color. Perhaps you notice that this color reminds you of the color of your first bicycle. And all of a sudden, you're remembering all of the good times you had on that bicycle, all of the bike trips that you've taken. And then you're on the bike. You're on that log, drifting downstream, and your thoughts have taken you away. Notice when you've been carried away, and just let go. Get out of that thought, get off of that bicycle, and come back to sitting at the side of the river and just watching the next thought drift downstream. This returning is the practice. We notice when we've become distracted, we get carried away or seduced by our thoughts, and then we let them go. We return back to this breath and this moment. The practice is one of returning. It doesn't matter if we get distracted. We may get distracted hundreds of times during the course of one sitting, and that's okay. That's the nature of mind. The practice is to return to this moment, this breath, so we can allow the next thought to come and go. Some of our thoughts are very strong, and the more we practice, the stronger we will be. The more we will be able to let go of any thought that arises. But if one particular thought just won't let go, it may be a sign that you need to look more deeply at that thought or issue. You may choose to set aside time to do a whole meditation on that thought. But for now, if that thought is really strong, it may be useful to pause your meditation and to write down the thought very briefly. This will allow the thought to go away because it knows you will not forget about it. And now you can come back to the practice. Come back to simply watching the breath, watching the rise and fall of each thought. Come on back. As you watch the comings and goings of various sorts, know that you are not your thoughts. You may have hundreds or thousands of thoughts each day. These are just activities in the mind. These are not you, and they do not define you in any way. So don't buy into the drama, and don't judge yourself for your thoughts. Thought is simply an activity of the mind. You may find it helpful to label the thoughts that arise in order to let them go. Give the thought a name, a 1 or 2 word label, without judging it as good or bad. You might simply say, thinking, or planning, or reliving, imagining, conversing. Whatever label seems appropriate, just label the thought, and then it's easier to let it go. And by actively labeling the thoughts, you might start to notice patterns, habits of mind that you have. Are you always reliving the past, trying to perfect it? Or are you often planning the future, imagining, creating some other world? Where do you spend most of your thought energy? Knowing that these are your habits, you can choose to do something about them. You can catch yourself in these loops of thoughts, and through your practice, you can let them go. Each thought is like a cloud in the sky. The sky is your awareness, your grounded being. The sky allows anything to pass through it. Clouds pass through, birds, airplanes. The sky refuses nothing, no one, no thought. Allow your awareness to be as vast and open as the blue sky. Allow any thought to arise and pass. Do not struggle against any thought, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. And do not try to cling to any thought, no matter how nice or attractive it may feel. Like the sky, allow everything to pass through. In time, you may have days where there are very few clouds in your sky, very few thoughts in your mind. The mind is very still. Enjoy those days. This is not the point of the practice. So don't worry if on other days your sky is full of clouds again. Just allow each cloud, each thought, to pass through. Deep in the practice now, notice that just before your thought arises, you can sense that it's coming up. Like a bubble floating from the bottom of your unconscious mind, you can follow the rising thoughts. And if you can sense these thoughts before they become consciously experienced, then you can practice letting them go, even before they surface. The sooner you let the thought go, the less power it will have. Do not force your thoughts down or try to stop them from coming up. Just let the thought go earlier and earlier. Turn back to your breath. Perhaps sit up a bit taller. Soften your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Continue to watch the rising of each thought. Continue to let each thought go. Notice how much quieter your mind has become, how at ease you feel in your body. Know that this stillness, this sense of peace, is always available. You can practice awareness, mindfulness, at any time, anywhere. Even when you're in the middle of some great drama, even in the darkest of storms, the vast blue sky is still there. Slowly become aware of where you are. Become aware that there may be others around you. Aware of yourself in this place. And slowly open your eyes and calmly start to take in the world around you visually. Keep this sense of ease, of peace, with you as you move back into the world, as you move into the next part of your day.